Every morning, millions of people wake up and perform the same ritual. The alarm goes off. Eyes half open, they stumble out of bed, and within minutes they reach for the same thing: a hot cup of coffee, an energy drink, or even a cigarette. It feels normal. It feels harmless. In fact, society celebrates it. Coffee mugs say, "Don't talk to me until I've had my coffee." Commercials portray it as the essential start to every successful day. But what if I told you this innocent morning ritual, the very one you probably did today, could secretly be raising your risk of heart disease? And here's the shocking part. It has nothing to do with how much coffee you drink, or even whether it's black, espresso, or decaf. The real danger is something most doctors never warn about: the timing. New studies show that what you do within the first 30 minutes of waking can either protect your heart or quietly damage it. And the scary part? The damage doesn't show up right away. It builds slowly, silently, until one day it explodes in the form of a heart attack, stroke, or chronic high blood pressure. Today, we're going to uncover why this happens, how it affects not just your body, but also your mind, and what you can do to break free from this dangerous habit without sacrificing the small pleasures that make mornings enjoyable. And by the end of this video, you'll see mornings in a completely different light. Morning is supposed to be the body's reset button. After 6 to 8 hours of sleep, your organs rest, your heart rate slows, your blood pressure stabilizes, and your hormones carefully prepare you to face a new day. But here's the catch: your heart is actually at its most vulnerable in the morning hours. Cardiologists have long observed that the majority of heart attacks, strokes, and sudden cardiac events occur between 6 a.m. and 11 a.m. Why? Because the transition from sleep to wakefulness is a delicate one. Think of it like starting a car engine on a cold winter morning. The oil is thick, the parts are stiff, and the engine needs time to warm up. If you slam the gas pedal immediately, you risk damaging the system. That's exactly what happens inside your body. Your blood is thicker when you first wake up. Your arteries are tighter. Your cortisol, the stress hormone, is naturally at its peak, raising blood pressure and getting you ready for action. In other words, your heart is already working harder the moment you open your eyes. Now imagine pouring caffeine, nicotine, or sugar on top of that fragile state. It's like revving the car engine to maximum speed before it's even warmed up. The result? Micro damage to your arteries, tiny surges in blood pressure, and hormonal chaos. You don't feel it immediately. There's no alarm bell. But over time, those small daily spikes add up to a massive hidden risk: heart disease. This is the problem. With the morning habit we're about to reveal, it doesn't kill overnight. It tricks you into believing it's harmless until the day it isn't. Let's imagine a typical morning. The alarm buzzes loudly. You roll over, hit snooze once, maybe twice, and finally drag yourself out of bed. Your body still feels heavy. Your eyelids resist opening. You shuffle to the kitchen, and almost without thought, your hand reaches for the coffee maker. Within minutes, that first steaming cup is in your hands. The aroma feels comforting. The first sip feels like salvation. But what's actually happening inside your body in this moment is far from comforting. It's a silent storm. Here's the science. When you first wake up, your body naturally releases a hormone called cortisol. This isn't a bad thing. In fact, it's essential. Cortisol is your body's internal wake-up call. It peaks about 30 to 45 minutes after you open your eyes. Its job is to gently raise your blood pressure, release glucose from your liver to fuel your brain, and sharpen your alertness. Think of it as nature's built-in morning coffee. Now, here's where the problem begins. When you pour actual coffee, or any source of caffeine, into your system during that natural cortisol peak, you aren't giving your body a boost. You're stacking stimulation on top of stimulation. Instead of a smooth, steady rise in energy, you trigger a sharp, unnatural spike, and that spike comes at a cost. Caffeine stimulates the release of adrenaline. This is the same hormone your body produces in fight-or-flight mode. Heart rate climbs, blood vessels tighten, arteries stiffen, blood pressure shoots higher than normal. It feels like instant energy, but in reality, It's your cardiovascular system being forced into overdrive. Now, for a healthy 25-year-old with flexible arteries, the body may absorb this shock without much immediate damage. But for someone in their 40s, 50s, or beyond, especially those with hidden high blood pressure, this daily surge is like striking your arteries with a hammer every single morning. You don't see it, you don't feel it, but microscopic cracks begin to form along the walls of your arteries. Over months and years, cholesterol, fat, and calcium settle into those cracks. The body patches them up with scar tissue. Slowly, silently, plaque builds. This is the seed of atherosclerosis, the progressive narrowing of arteries that eventually chokes off blood flow to the heart or brain. And this isn't just theory. Doctors see it play out in real life. Consider the case of a 52-year-old man in Spain. He wasn't overweight. He didn't smoke. He wasn't under severe stress. Yet one morning, shortly after his second espresso on an empty stomach, he felt crushing chest pain. At the hospital, doctors discovered severe narrowing in his coronary arteries. His only consistent habit over the decades: coffee the moment he woke up, day after day, year after year. It's important to note, coffee itself isn't inherently dangerous. In fact, studies show that moderate coffee consumption can have benefits: antioxidants, improved focus, even lower risk of some diseases. The real danger lies in when you drink it. Coffee immediately after waking collides with your natural cortisol rhythm, creating unnecessary cardiovascular strain. And it's not just coffee. The same risk applies to energy drinks loaded with caffeine, sweetened teas consumed first thing in the morning, and even nicotine from an early cigarette. All of these stimulants hit the body at its most vulnerable moment, the fragile window right after sleep when your heart and blood vessels are already under pressure. In short, the pattern is clear. Stimulation before stabilization is dangerous. Giving your body a jolt before it's had a chance to naturally balance itself is like flooring the gas pedal in a cold car engine. You might get moving faster, but you're quietly damaging the system with every repetition. And unlike a car, you can't simply replace your engine when it fails. The story doesn't end with arteries and blood pressure. The morning habit that stresses your heart also reshapes the way your brain functions. And in many ways, that impact is even more deceptive. When you first wake up, your brain is designed to follow a gradual rhythm of increasing alertness. Neurochemicals like serotonin and dopamine rise slowly, cortisol peaks naturally, and within 30 to 60 minutes your mind feels awake and ready. This process is your body's biological sunrise. It allows calm focus, emotional balance, and a smooth start to the day. But when you immediately flood your system with caffeine or nicotine, you short-circuit this rhythm. Instead of a natural rise, your brain is thrown straight into high alert. Stress hormones surge. The nervous system flips into fight-or-flight mode. You feel awake, but it's not natural wakefulness. It's a biochemical alarm bell ringing inside your head. Psychologists call this phenomenon false productivity. You feel sharper, more focused, even energetic. But beneath the surface, your body is running on stress chemistry, not sustainable energy, and the brain pays the price. Here's what happens over time. Anxiety rises. Morning caffeine on an empty stomach spikes adrenaline. This surge mimics the sensations of panic: racing heart, jittery hands, shallow breathing. For people already prone to anxiety, the effect can feel like a daily mini panic attack. Mood swings worsen. The sharp rise in alertness is temporary. By mid-morning, energy crashes, leaving you irritable, fatigued, or craving more stimulation. It's a roller coaster that repeats every day. Sleep quality declines. Because you force cortisol and adrenaline to surge unnaturally early, your circadian rhythm gets confused. The brain struggles to distinguish day from night, and restful sleep becomes harder to maintain. Over months and years, this pattern rewires the nervous system. Instead of waking calmly, your brain begins to expect chaos. Instead of resting deeply, your nights become shallow. Emotional resilience weakens. Stress tolerance shrinks. And when stress rises, the heart always pays the price. Consider Sarah, a 45-year-old teacher. Her mornings were pure chaos. Wake up, grab coffee, check emails, rush out the door. By noon, she felt drained. By evening, she couldn't relax, and by night she tossed and turned. Her blood pressure climbed steadily, puzzling her doctor, because she ate well, exercised regularly, and had no major health risks. The hidden culprit? Her mornings. Once Sarah delayed her coffee by just 1 hour, something remarkable happened. Her anxiety eased, her sleep deepened, and her blood pressure began to normalize within weeks. Sarah's story illustrates a powerful truth. The morning habit doesn't just damage your arteries, it rewires your emotions. A stressed-out brain keeps the body in constant alert mode, forcing the heart to beat faster and harder than it should. Over time, that emotional turbulence translates directly into cardiovascular risk. In short, every sip you take too early in the morning is not just altering your focus, it's shaping your entire emotional landscape, and a wired, anxious brain is the silent partner to a tired, overworked heart. The most dangerous part of this habit isn't what you feel, it's what you don't feel. When you drink coffee, tea, or light a cigarette immediately after waking, you don't collapse on the spot. You don't suddenly clutch your chest or faint in the kitchen. In fact, you probably feel fine, even energized. And that's exactly what makes this habit so insidious. Cardiologists have a name for it: silent progression. Every morning you repeat the cycle, and every morning microscopic cracks form inside your arteries. The lining of your blood vessels, called the endothelium, takes the hit. You don't notice it. There's no pain, no dizziness, no obvious symptom. But the damage accumulates, day after day, year after year. Eventually, cholesterol particles slip into those cracks. Calcium and scar tissue join in, patching them up but leaving behind hardened, narrowed arteries. This process is known as atherosclerosis. And here's the cruel truth. By the time symptoms appear, shortness of breath, chest tightness, dizziness, the disease has usually advanced far beyond the early stages. That's why we so often hear stories of a seemingly healthy, middle-aged man or woman, someone who exercises, eats their vegetables, maybe even avoids smoking, suddenly collapsing from a heart attack. To friends and family it seems unexplainable, but inside their arteries, the damage had been quietly building for decades. The American Heart Association has published striking findings. People with poor morning routines, especially those who combine them with even mild risk factors like lack of sleep, occasional smoking, or a sugar-heavy diet, double their lifetime risk of developing heart disease. Not add 10% or 20%, but double. And here's the twist that cuts the deepest. You could do almost everything else right. You could eat clean, go for daily walks, maintain a healthy weight, avoid late-night junk food, and still sabotage your heart every single morning if you start the day with this hidden stressor. It's like building a beautiful house but laying the foundation on sand. No matter how strong the walls are, eventually it will collapse. Think about that for a moment. Imagine investing decades into a healthy lifestyle, only to lose the fight because of one overlooked detail in your mornings. That small ritual you thought was harmless, even helpful, slowly betrays you. And here's the cruel irony. The very thing you believed was giving you energy, focus, and productivity was actually stealing years from your life. This is why awareness is everything. Heart disease doesn't appear overnight. It's a slow thief, robbing you in silence until the bill finally comes due. But here's the good news, and the reason you should keep watching. The story doesn't end here. Because the real twist isn't that your favorite drink is bad, or that you need to give it up forever. The real twist is far more surprising. And once you hear it, it will completely change how you see your mornings. So, stay with me, because what comes next may shock you even more. For years, the debate around coffee has been endless. Some say it's good, packed with antioxidants, improving focus, even lowering risk for certain diseases. Others warn it raises blood pressure, disrupts sleep, and fuels anxiety. But the real twist is this. The danger isn't coffee itself. The real danger is when you drink it. Let's break this down. Your body already comes with its own built-in wake-up stimulant, cortisol. Think of cortisol as nature's coffee. As soon as you wake, cortisol levels begin to climb, peaking within the first 30 to 45 minutes. This hormone raises blood pressure, releases stored sugar into the bloodstream, and activates alertness pathways in your brain. It's your body's natural way of getting you ready for the day. Now imagine what happens if, during that natural peak, you pour a cup of coffee on top of it. Instead of working with your body, you're doubling the stimulation. Cortisol is already pushing your system into wakefulness, and caffeine slams the gas pedal even harder. The result is a spike, sharper, more jarring, and more stressful for your heart and arteries than nature ever intended. But here's the fascinating part. If you simply wait an hour, the entire picture changes. By then, your cortisol has already peaked and begun to decline. Coffee taken at this time doesn't pile onto a hormonal surge. Instead, it fills the gap, creating a smooth, balanced lift in energy. The same coffee that once strained your heart becomes a gentle ally. This is the hidden truth almost no one talks about. Health advice usually centers on how much coffee you should drink: 1 cup, 2 cups, or maybe none. But the missing piece has always been timing. Moderation helps, but if you drink at the wrong time, even 1 cup can push your system into chaos. If you drink at the right time, even 2 cups can be processed with far less strain. Think about how revolutionary this is. Millions of people wake up believing their morning coffee is harmless. Millions more beat themselves up, trying to quit coffee altogether, fearing it's bad for their health. Yet the solution is neither self-denial nor blind indulgence. The solution is alignment, syncing your morning ritual with your body's natural rhythm. And this shift is deceptively simple. You don't need to give up coffee. You don't need to abandon the ritual you love. You don't need to suffer through groggy mornings. All you need to do is delay. 1 hour of patience could be the line between slowly damaging your heart and silently protecting it. Now pause and let that sink in. A simple adjustment, not what you drink, but when you drink it, could change the trajectory of your heart. Health for decades to come. No expensive supplements, no complicated diets, no punishing workouts, just timing. And here's why you should stay tuned. Knowing the twist is only the first step. The real power lies in how you apply it to your daily life. Because when you wake up tomorrow morning, the temptation will be there, stronger than ever, to grab that cup the moment your eyes open. How do you resist? What should you do instead to feel awake, calm, and energized? That's exactly what we'll uncover next. Simple, science-backed habits you can use to transform your mornings, protect your heart, and still enjoy your coffee guilt-free. So don't go anywhere, because the practical steps that could reshape your health story are about to begin. Bye. Now the picture is clear. The habit itself isn't the problem. The danger lies in how we start our mornings. But the good news is this: your mornings are entirely within your control. With just a few small changes, you can protect your arteries, steady your mind, and still enjoy the rituals you love. So what should you actually do tomorrow morning? Let's walk through a simple reset, step by step. Hydrate first. The very first thing your body needs upon waking isn't caffeine, it's water. During sleep, you lose fluid through breathing and sweating. By morning, your blood is thicker, making your heart work harder to pump. A full glass of water rehydrates your system, thins your blood, and takes immediate strain off your heart. It's like giving your cardiovascular system a gentle jumpstart without stress. Embrace the light. Step outside if you can, or simply open your curtains wide. Natural morning light sends a powerful signal to your brain. It's time to wake. This resets your circadian rhythm, helps regulate cortisol naturally, and even improves mood. A few minutes of light in your eyes is stronger than a cup of coffee for aligning your body clock. Gentle movement. You don't need a full workout at 7 a.m. But 5 to 10 minutes of light stretching, a short walk around the block, or a gentle yoga sequence can do wonders. Movement expands your arteries, improves circulation, and reduces morning stiffness. Think of it as warming up your body's engine before hitting the accelerator. Balanced breakfast. If you're someone who eats early, focus on foods that stabilize your blood sugar. Protein and healthy fats, like eggs, yogurt, nuts, or avocado, fuel you steadily. Avoid sugary pastries or refined carbs that cause inflammation and send your energy crashing later. Remember, breakfast should be your ally, not your enemy. Delay the stimulants. Here's the key step. Wait at least 45 to 60 minutes before your first coffee or tea. This gives your natural cortisol peak time to do its job. When you finally take that first sip, your body receives it as support rather than overload. The difference is profound. Instead of a jarring spike, you get a smooth, sustained lift in energy. Now here's the challenge. Try this routine for just 1 week. Write down how you feel each day. Track your energy, your mood, your focus, and your sleep. Most people are astonished. They notice fewer crashes. They feel calmer in the mornings. Their afternoons are more productive, and by bedtime, they're more relaxed and ready for deep sleep. And let's not forget the long-term reward. These small adjustments don't just make your day better, they protect your future. Stronger arteries, lower risk of heart disease, a brain that runs on calm focus instead of constant stress. The best part? This isn't about deprivation. You're not giving up your favorite rituals. You're not banning coffee or forcing yourself into a joyless routine. It's about alignment, syncing what you already love with the rhythm of your biology. You're working with your body instead of against it. And that shift, as simple as it seems, can change everything. But there's one more piece we haven't touched yet. You now know how to start your mornings wisely, but what about the rest of your day? And more importantly, what hidden evening habits could be undoing all of your progress without you even realizing it? Stay with me, because in the conclusion we'll tie it all together. And I'll share a powerful teaser about the next habit you absolutely need to know about. So here's the truth. The most dangerous part of your morning isn't skipping breakfast, forgetting vitamins, or hitting snooze. The real danger is much quieter. The habit of forcing your body into overdrive before it's ready. Day after day, year after year, that silent stress adds up, until one day it reveals itself in the most devastating way. But here's the hopeful part. You don't need to give up your rituals. You don't need to live without coffee, tea, or the little joys that make mornings bearable. The secret is not elimination, it's timing. By aligning your habits with your body's natural rhythm, you turn the same ritual that once harmed you into something that supports you. Tomorrow morning, try this. Before you reach for that first cup, pause. Drink a tall glass of water. Stretch, breathe, or step into the sunlight for a few minutes. Let your heart and brain wake up on their own terms. And then, once your body has stabilized, enjoy your coffee. This time, it will help you instead of hurt you. If this story gave you a new perspective, share it with someone you know who loves their morning coffee. You may be passing along a piece of knowledge that could protect their heart for decades. And if you want more of these science-backed health stories, the kind that reveal the hidden dangers and secret cures woven into everyday life, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell.